In the beginning, there was nothing. No light, no darkness, not even time. There was only a void, unnamed, unbounded, an interval that had not yet chosen to exist. At the two edges of this emptiness, fire and ice waited for one another. And from this waiting, not order, but chaos was born first. This is not a story where gods are flawless. This is a telling of a world built not by love, but by necessity. The tale of Odin, of Vili, of Ve, and of a fate whose name had not yet been whispered. If you think myths are merely ancient stories, this video may change your mind. And if you are ready for the journey, we return to the beginning. In the beginning, there was nothing. But this nothing was not the kind of emptiness the human mind is accustomed to, because humans define even absence through things that exist. We say darkness, silence, void. Yet, darkness is the absence of light, and silence is the absence of sound. In Ginnungagap, light had never been born, and sound had not yet been invented. Ginnungagap was a threshold where existence held its breath. It was neither a place nor a true void. It was an in-between, a state of waiting in which everything that could exist had chosen not to, yet. There was no direction because there was no destination. Up and down were meaningless. Before and after could not be distinguished. Time was not slow. Time was unaware of itself. And yet, this emptiness was not still. At the two edges of Ginnungagap lay two opposing realms, and their opposition formed the first tension of the universe. This tension was inevitable, because existence can only be born through contrast. On one side stood Muspelheim, the realm of fire. But this was not a fire meant to warm. This was fire that had to burn in order to exist. In Muspelheim, flames did not merely burn, they moved, attacked, spread. Fire was not an element, it was a will, impatient, hostile to stillness, desperate to transform whatever lay before it. On the other side stretched Niflheim, the land of ice, mist, and crushing silence. Here, time was not slow, it was nearly absent. Cold froze not only matter, but even the possibility of thought. Nothing truly began, and nothing fully ended. Everything was suspended in an endless state of waiting. Over a process without name or measure, these two realms began to drift toward one another. The heat of Muspelheim seeped into Ginnungagap. The cold of Niflheim advanced into the same void. Fire and ice met for the first time. There was no explosion, no sudden catastrophe. Instead, there was a slow, inevitable dissolution. Ice melted. From the melting ice, drops began to form. These drops were not ordinary. Within them stirred a drive, not consciousness yet, but intention, not thought, but the desire to be. The drops gathered, grew heavy, and from them emerged the first living being of the universe. Ymir was not order made flesh, but chaos given form. He was neither good nor evil. Those ideas did not yet exist. He simply was, vast, heavy, immeasurable. His presence alone was more than the young universe could comfortably bear. Yet the universe had no choice but to carry him, because the first is always the heaviest burden. Beside Ymir appeared another being, Odhumla, the great cosmic cow. Where Ymir was excessive and uncontrolled, Odhumla was calm, balanced, and patient. From her udders flowed 4 rivers of milk, nourishing Ymir
and allowing him to grow even larger, filling Ginnungagap even further. When Ymir slept, his body produced new beings. Not by intention, chaos does not choose to create, it simply does. From his sweat, giants were born. From beneath his arms, a male and a female giant emerged. Even from his feet, new forms of life appeared. The giants multiplied, and the universe became crowded. But this fullness brought no harmony, only confusion. Space tightened, movement became difficult. Power existed without measure. Life existed without meaning. Chaos, growing unchecked, was preparing its own collapse. Audhumla, meanwhile, continued to lick the salty ice to sustain herself. A simple act, yet one with monumental consequences. As time passed, though not time as we understand it, the ice began to reveal something hidden within. On the first day, strands of hair appeared. On the second day, a head emerged. On the third day, a full body was freed from the ice. This being was Buri. Buri was entirely unlike Ymir. His form was balanced, his presence calm yet firm. In the heart of chaos, he carried an inexplicable stability. Buri was the beginning of the gods, the first appearance of order in the universe.
Buri had a son named Bor, who took a giantess as his wife. This union was the first conscious bridge between chaos and order. From it were born 3 sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve. As they grew, the brothers observed the world around them. They saw the giants, the excess of power, life without purpose. Odin thought, Vili felt, Ve gave meaning, and they reached the same conclusion. If this universe was to endure, chaos had to be restrained. This decision was not moral, it was necessary. To destroy chaos entirely would be to sever the roots of existence itself, but to let it roam freely would reduce everything to meaninglessness. So they chose. Ymir had to die. Ymir's death was the first great fracture of the cosmos. When the brothers slew him, his blood flooded Ginnungagap, drowning most of the giants. The survivors fled to distant realms. Chaos retreated, but it was never erased. Because chaos cannot be destroyed, only contained. Ymir's body was not wasted. It became the foundation of the world. His flesh became the earth. His bones became mountains. His teeth and shattered bones became stone. His blood became seas and rivers. His skull was lifted and made into the sky. The sky was heavy, so 4 dwarves were placed beneath it to hold it aloft. In time, they became the 4 directions themselves. Sparks cast into the heavens became stars. The sun and moon were set into motion, and through their paths, time gained meaning. Midgard, the realm of humans, was formed and protected by boundaries, keeping chaos at a distance. Asgard, the realm of the gods, rose as the center of will, decision, and fate. Between them, Bifrost was built, a bridge and a warning. And at the center of all worlds stood Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil was not merely a tree. It was the spine of the universe. Its roots reached into different realms. Its branches pierced the heavens. Creatures lived upon it, beneath it, and within it. As long as Yggdrasil stood, the cosmos endured. But it could be wounded. It could weaken. Odin knew this. This order was never meant to be eternal. From the very beginning, Its end was already written. In Norse mythology, fate whispers at the moment of creation. This first chapter tells us something essential. The world was not born of love, but of necessity. Order does not eliminate chaos, it suppresses it. And every beginning carries its own ending within. These are not merely ancient stories. Norse mythology speaks of the human inner world. Ginnungagap is not only a cosmic void, it is every moment of uncertainty, every pause before decision. Muspelheim and Niflheim are not just fire and ice, they are the opposing forces within us, the urge to act and the fear that freezes us in place. When these forces collide, something is born. Ymir teaches us that power without meaning is dangerous. Audhumla reminds us that quiet persistence can change the fate of worlds. And Yggdrasil shows us that even what holds everything together is fragile, yet still worth sustaining. The gods knew the world would end. They built it anyway. Because in this mythology, meaning is not found in winning, but in walking forward, fully aware of the cost. If this story has brought you even a step closer to that first moment where fire met ice, know that this is only the beginning. In the next chapter, we will speak of Odin's sacrifices, his pursuit of wisdom, and the fate even gods cannot escape. Until then, remember,
Us forever.
some myths are
Until
not
the next
merely
story,
told,
don't
they
forget
are
to look at the
remembered.
stars.